Part of being a creative is being able to make the things that you want, especially if you can't find something that fits the niche that you need. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make some awesome art, wall decor, using Cricut Faux Suede sheets, Cricut glitter gel pens, Cricut Opaque pens, and a 10 by 10 canvas. They're awesome. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa S. of By Vanessa S. Welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. You know how this goes. Before we get started, like, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so that you'll be notified when new videos are released. So in this video, I am a creative, and sometimes I find it difficult to find things that I want, especially when it comes to artwork or things that I want to use around the house. And in this particular time, I needed wall decor. And I went to a lot of stores and went online, and I just couldn't find what I wanted. So I came up with this idea. I had some faux sheets, faux suede sheets from Cricut, and I had pens. Now, I'm not going to say that it didn't take me a couple of tries to get what I wanted, but the ending result of my trial and error came out beautifully. So this is a easy. It's very easy, and it's not very time consuming. You take your faux suede sheet and some Cricut gel pens or Cricut opaque pens. Now, the key to which one you use is based on the color of the faux suede sheet. I have a package of Cricut Faux Suede sheets. It comes in 5 different colors: black, beige, brown, a tan, and a burgundy. Now, if you use the darker colors, you need a lighter pen. If you use the lighter colors, you can use a darker pen. I use the glitter gel pens on the lighter colors because they come out better. You can actually see the design. On the darker colors, like the black and the burgundy, I use opaque pens. I did try with the gel pens, but the opaque pens seem to come out better on the darker colors. It's a personal preference. You try them all and see which one you like. But the key is in the design. And what's cool is I use the offset, and I'm going to show you how I made it all. So let's go over to Design Space so I can take you through how I worked my magic and made these awesome pieces. These pieces can be for your home, and they would be awesome gifts, and very inexpensive and a lot of fun to make. The possibilities are endless. So let's go on over to Design Space. Okay, so as you can see, I already have my design made, but I want to show you how I created it. If you go to the shapes, and you can choose any shape you want, here's the thing: you can use shapes or you can use letters, text. If you use text, the text will come out looking very 3D, which is really cool. It was unintentional, but that's how it came out. It looks 3D, and it's really cool. It's a really cool concept. What you're going to do is you're going to take the shape, and then you're going to go to the offset feature. Now, the offset feature is what's going to create the design. And you want to get the design as close to each other as possible. So as you can see, I took the measurement down to 0.25, which is the closest that you can get it. So this is where the time consuming comes in. And it's not that time consuming, but it takes a little bit more because you have to offset each layer. So for each layer, you have to go back and you have to offset it. Then you have to go back and offset it again. You have to go back and offset it again. I offset about 25 times, individual times. But after I got it as large as I wanted it, I grouped it together and then gave it a pen color, but I also duplicated it. And so then you can start creating your design based on that. So you're going to create your offset design, then you're going to group it together, give it a color, and create your design. You can do this with any of the shapes that are there, and you can play with multiple shapes. The key, again, when you're looking at your design, you want to make sure that it says pen, not cut, not basic cut. You want to take it to the pen, and you want to give it the color of the pen that you think you're going to use. Now you can change this. You can change it, but you definitely want to give it the color so you can see what the design is going to look like. So now that I have the design totally like I want it, the last thing I do is I take one large offset. So I will group the whole design. Then I take the offset for the whole design, and that's going to give it an outline around the whole design. And that's what you want, to give it an outline. So for my outline, for one of them, I gave it the color black. And on another one, I gave it a dark color green because I wanted the outline to be dark as it looked like design is on the inside. So I wanted it to look like it had, a shape outline, which it did. So once I have the outline of the offset, I have the colors of the pen. Now it's going to be important that you put the right colors with the design. When you get ready to print it, this is where you're going to have to pay attention, because as you can see on the mat, it's on the mat in this to the top on the corner. You have to make sure you can move the design, and you have to make sure that it's in the center of the mat. And this is important because once it starts printing, you can't stop it. And if it's not centered on the mat properly, it's not going to print on your suede piece properly. Suede when it prints, and then you're not going to be able to center it on your canvas when you place the suede design on the canvas. So make sure that you center it on the mat so that it's printing centered on the faux suede. So once it starts printing, and I actually love the process of just watching, and you can't really tell until you look at it up close that the lines are very fine and very thin, and it's just a beautiful design. So now it's printing, and once you have it printed all together, once it pulls out, it's just gorgeous. So the next thing is actually the last part. Once you have your faux suede sheet and the design, now it's time to place it on the canvas. For this part, you're going to need some type of adhesive, whether a glue or a spray adhesive. I use the spray adhesive, and you're going to need a staple gun. The process for this part is fairly simple. What I do, just a little tip that I do, is I will put a little bit of the adhesive on the canvas in the center, just so it will stay still. I can move it to get it centered on the canvas like I want, but I don't want it shifting and moving when I get ready to start stapling it. Once I get it on the canvas the way I want to, and you want to have equal size, you want the top and the bottom and each side to be equal. And if you printed your design on the canvas in the center, like I was suggesting earlier, you should have an evenness around. The faux suede sheets are 12 by 12. The canvas is 10 by 10. So you should have plenty of excess fabric on each side, the top, the bottom, and the sides. The top, the bottom, and on both sides. You should have an equal amount, and your design should be on the center. Unless you created your design to be kind of off-centered, but basically it should be centered. Now all you have to do is turn it over. I start stapling. I'll put one staple at the top, and that's just to hold it. Then I start stapling around. I don't like putting a lot of staples in, so typically I'll put a staple in the center, and then I'll start with my sides, and I like to tuck my sides in so that it looks like kind of like making a bed, tucking the sides in around the bed. And I will put a staple there, and I'll have at least 4 staples, the top, the bottom, each side. Then I'll have a staple on each corner because I'm tucking the corners in. And then I might have maybe 1 or 2 more staples. Now, for the small gaps that you're going to have, I typically put just a little bit of adhesive glue, just a sticky adhesive. I'll just stick it in there with this glue. Because it's an aerosol, I spray it into my hand. I take my fingers and I'll just rub my fingers up underneath where the gaps are and then press it down until it sticks, which is only a few seconds. And then voila, you have a nice piece of artwork. These are so beautiful. The faux suede itself is just beautiful. And then when you put the glitter gel and the opaque colors on it, it just turns out wonderful. It really pops. All you have to do now is just stick it on a wall, and you have a nice piece of artwork. These are great for gifts. They're great for your home. And, you know, they're very therapeutic because when you're creating the design, you can create the design any way you want. And I promise you that when you're creating the design, it's going to look one way in Design Space. And then when you print it with the glitter gel pens or the opaque pens, it's gonna blow your mind. And so this is definitely one of my favorite projects because it's easy, very simple to do. You don't need a lot of products or materials or supplies. It's quick to do, and it's definitely something that, again, you can give as gifts, you can keep as your own. It's therapeutic. I just love it. So that's it for me.